Hello, what's up? God blessings, everyone. Yeah, I'm not very sure how I should introduce this. But you know what the heck? Let's just introduce it anyway. This is a clip, more of like a share with everybody about what I think about certain movies. As you have already read the title, my thoughts about felidea. That's a cartoon, that's an animated movie from 1994 from Germany. And I just want to give you my thoughts about that. You know, I'm not a huge movie critic. I'm just somebody who's seen the movie and I love movies and I just want to bring it to you. So what are my thoughts on felidea? Maybe I'm just going to do more of these if it's get popular or if I like it so much or if the feedback is a-okay. So yeah, what are my thoughts on felidea? This is, by the way, not a review and it's going to be a spoiler. At least for what I can tell, because there might be some stuff I tell you. I might tell you the ending, something like that. So if you're watching and if you're like, well, he's going to tell something on felidea, it's going to be a spoiler thought. So yeah, you haven't clicked away yet. Thank you for watching felidea. I mean, the review. What I'm going to do is put a link in the description box. Where you can find the movie, because it's actually on YouTube. You can watch it for free. It's American language, so it's not German. And yeah, so that's actually pretty cool. But let's just start with this. Yeah, it's not really a review. But it's sort of like a review, but it's just my thoughts. It's just my humble opinion. So, felidea. Well, the thing is, you know, I have discovered this movie like a month ago, and the weird thing about this movie, first I discovered Watership Down, then I discovered felidea and Plague Dogs, and it's just a weird thing, you know, because I just saw a review of those three movies, Watership Down, Plague Dogs, and felidea. And I always have wondered, what are these three films? What do these three films have in common? Well, they are about animals, and the leading roles are done by animals. So, yeah, maybe that's the only thing. So I just wondered, but that's just a wonder. The movie felidea itself, you know, I like it. You know, that's why I'm doing a thought, and maybe I have more movies that I've seen, so maybe I'm just going to give you a thought about that. But felidea is, you know, it may surprise you. I mean, it has surprised me. You know, in the beginning, you know, at first glance, it might look like a standard kids cartoon, you know, a Disney kids cartoon, because Disney have made a lot of animated movies or series or shows, whatever, that was about talking animals, and it was all happy. It was for everybody, for adults and for kids, but it was, you know, it wasn't as felidea. And felidea is something. Yeah, let me tell you the story first. It's about a cat who just moves into the neighborhood with his master. And the master just travels a lot, so he sees a lot of places, that cat and the master. And the first day when he just comes in there, he sees a dead body of a cat. And the whole movie is like that. That the new cat, Francis is his name. Francis is his name. He's investigating the murders because there's a certain connection to these murders. And, I mean, of course, he'll stumble across other cats. He'll stumble across another cat where he befriends with. And what was his name again? Bluebird or something? I don't know, Bluebird. Listen to me. But yeah, that's so he stumbled across other cats and he is investigating murders. First, you know, the movie feels weird at some point. You know, I was thinking, you know, this is some sort of, I mean, it feels like a kids cartoon animated movie because it's cats and they talk and they have these cartoon voices, you know, not over the top, but something you will hear in a Disney cartoon as well. So you might not take it seriously at first, and the way it's done and animated and it's colored, you know, and there's some 3D effects in it, but you know, not too much. Don't expect 3D effects. No, there aren't too many 3D effects because there's a scene where he's chasing down by other cats and he just escapes through a pipe, and the way he just goes through the pipe, it's pretty much 3D. So yeah, it might look like a kid's cartoon, but there's cursing in it. You see murder. You see, of course, the murdered cats. Cats with severed heads. If you love cats, you might not like this movie. Of course, the cats are talking about sex and that sort of thing, so it's definitely not a kid's cartoon. But it sometimes feels like a kid's cartoon because the voice acting is not done... You know, it's done like a regular cartoon. It's not done like a... It's not really done like a you know, like, you know, a grown-up cartoon, you know, like a mature cartoon. It feels so much like a kid's cartoon, at least to me, you know. And you know, the thing with this cartoon is that it's super gory. But you know, with me, you know, even though I'm a Christian, when I see a movie, my feelings are totally, you know, when I see a movie, I actually see actors, actresses. When I see an animated movie, I see moving pictures and stuff like that. When I see special effects, they are just special effects. The only thing what I don't like too much is cursing, and maybe the cursing more to God. I mean, that's the things I don't like. I mean, if somebody curses with Jesus Christ, with the name of Jesus Christ, or with the name of God, or whatever, I just don't like that all too much. But in felidea, that might happen a couple of times. But you know, overall, there isn't too much cursing, but there is some. There is a lot of cursing, but it's not the main focus. It's like they have a regular talk. You know, in the movie there are regular conversations, and when they are angry, they curse. And sometimes Francis, that's the leading cat of this animated movie, he sometimes stumble across other cats that are like, you know, have big mouths and are like, you know, really mean and stuff like that. And of course you see the murders and stuff like that. You know, it's only a movie. It's only an animated movie. You know, what I like about the movie is the style of the cartoon. It feels like a Disney cartoon, so I love Disney, so I'm totally at home. What I like is that it took the viewer, you know, like I said, it feels like a regular kids cartoon, but it's for adults. So the way it's been done is just very good. You know, it's like you watch this cartoon and you're like, oh, it's a kids cartoon, and all of a sudden you see the dead bodies of the cats ripped open. You hear curses. They talk about sex. There is even a sex scene, but not entirely a sex scene between cats. Don't get me started. You know, it's all there, but it's, you know, it takes the viewer very serious, but then again, it's still a cartoon. It's still a goofy cartoon. So yeah, you have to take it serious, but it's also a goofy cartoon, and that's what I like about the cartoon. It's not too heavy, you know. You can watch it. I mean, there's a good story in it. I mean, it's a German cartoon, and Germany has these crime movies, you know, these nice crime movies, and this is a very good crime movie. Yeah, I mean, it's an investigation movie. I mean, where a cat looks for the murder, and the cat is very intelligent because he has this boss and he can read books. Yeah, that's also a weird thing about the movie. I mean, Francis can read books. He's reading out of a book in the movie. He's actually a cat, but he can read. You know, maybe cats can read. Who knows? You know, maybe that's just many mysteries that we still have to uncover from cats. But you know, it's weird. And you know the ending. You know, I said this was a spoiler, but I'm just not gonna tell who the killer is. You know, but there is this scene where Francis just rips his stomach open and all these guts can come out. You know, there's some really, and that's pure gory. I mean, that's pure gore. That's pretty disgusting. You know, a bit over the top, to my opinion. You know, overall, I just love it. There's some good music into it. I heard that the soundtrack was done by Boy George, so that's pretty good. That's always a good thing. Yeah, what can I say? My thoughts about felidea. I love it. You know, maybe it's not one of my favorite animated movies ever created, but what I like about the movie is it's just so, you know, it's so serious, yet again it's not serious, and it does it both pretty well. It takes it very serious, which it's good, but it's also takes it unserious. And there's of course some adult content in it, so be prepared for that. Of course, it's not throwing into your face. It's done in a very subtle, realistic way. And that's what I like about the movie. I like it, but it's also, I just like it. Let me just tell you that. I just like it. Technically, it's a pretty good animated movie. Sure, you had, in that area, you had Lion King in the same year. You had Lion King. And I would say Lion King is better. Maybe not through story. Maybe the Lion King has a standard story. You know, it's about a boy who wants to be king. He's big. All of a sudden, he doesn't want to be king. You know, but he still returns to save his people. You know, felidea has a lot more complex story built in. There are some nice characters into it. I love the style of the animation of the whole cartoon. I love the voice acting is pretty well done. The music is pretty great, you know. Actually, overall, it's technically a good cartoon. I would suggest watching it. You know, there's a good story into it. That's also the main drive of this animated movie. It's, you know, there's a very nice written story into it. It's a crime movie, so it's about investigation, about mysteries, about discovering the whole thing, you know. It gets unraveled, and the killer is surprising. On the other hand, it's not surprising and stuff like that, because suspects are dying all of a sudden, you know. So yeah, felidea is just, I would say, awesome. Maybe not my most favorite movie, just like I said, but it's just cool. It's just okay for me personally. Technically, it's a very good animated movie. Maybe not one of the best animated movies ever, but certainly not one of the worst. It's a very good animated movie, made by Germany. So yeah, that's pretty cool. God blessings, everybody. Maybe I'm just gonna do more of this thing. Maybe, if people like it. If people doesn't like it, I'm still gonna do it, but not as much. And maybe I'm gonna bring you more of this in the future. Yeah, God blessings, everyone. This was my thoughts about felidea, the German movie from 1994 about cats. Goodbye, everybody.